Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Guruji, I have two fundamental doubts. This is regarding Nachiketa's first two boons. Are they not coming out of his desire and attachment? He is asking that he wants to see that his father is at peace, and when he also wants to go back to the earth and to his father, and when his father sees him, that he
The answer
recognizes.
is yes. The answer is yes. Your question, the answer is yes.
But at the same time, we have been repeatedly taught that we should try to reduce our desire and come out of desire in a state of desireless.
And your question is, and what is your question?
So how is it at all possible for us to live without a desire?
Okay. So who said we should live without desire?
Maybe my wrong understanding that I've been hearing the Vedas, studying Vedanta, we are striving to become desireless or actionless. But at the same time,
Suppose somebody comes and closes your nose, nostrils and mouth like this.
that is mumukshutva. I want to.
Wait. Will you have a desire to breathe or not?
Yes, certainly.
What about a sannyasi? Will you have a desire to breathe or not?
Yes.
Why? Desire is there.
Yeah.
So when did we study? I have not told in any class in Bhagavad Gita or any other class that we should be free of desires. Where did you get that idea? That shows this idea is floating around in many ashrams. Your question shows that many ashrams this idea is floating around. Be free from desire. Correct? This means the teacher of that, whoever taught us that, has another desire. What is the other desire? Now teach this guy said, this teacher is very strange. He, by making a statement like this, he expresses his desire that you should be free from desires. For him, one more desire happened, that all my students must be free of desires. How? How it's possible? Not possible. You think about it. Hariji, it's not possible. Is it possible for a human being to be free of desires? I think we have to think about it. I'm saying we should spend some time to think about it. We should not simply accept something that is written somewhere, said by someone. We have to really think through it because it's a very popular. It's in vogue. The idea is in vogue, and we are trying hard to demolish that idea. And so, if you want to be free from desire, do you want to be free from desire, Harinji?
Yeah.
Okay, if you say yes, that means you have another desire now.
Yeah, true.
Inadvertently, you added one more desire to the list of desires. Instead of reducing -1, you put a +1. Correct?
Correct.
-1 would have been good, but +1 is going in the wrong direction, according to you. It's your own definition I'm using. So, you think about it. Desire is the root cause of all evil in this world. My God, have you read the statements or not? I've
Yeah.
read all kinds of books which say all these things. Desire is the root cause of samsara. Therefore, if you remove desire, you will be able to uproot samsara. Arey wah, so now it's all coming out of me. All this we have read. Correct. So we have to uproot this idea from our head, Hari. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that this idea has to be uprooted from the head. That is not correct. It's not correct. You know why? Because this is a this is a human being. This whole upadhi is there. The upadhi has to be put to use, Hariji. And
Yeah.
so for the upadhi to be put to use, basic desires have to be satisfied. That's why I gave the example of breathing.
Yeah.
It's a very extreme example that the body has to breathe. If somebody chokes us, we will be asking, we will be screaming, we'll be screaming for air. We'll be screaming until we have oxygen. We will be screaming until the scream also is not possible. Correct? I used to wonder how I used to actually visualize. It's not a good example I'm going to give you. And you hear about all these air crash on the ocean and all. I used to visualize what actually happens. Right? They say the death is instantaneous. Sometimes they say the death is painful. They fall in the water and all. Visualize. What does it mean to drown in water? What a painful experience. And so that's it. So there is a desire. This basic survival desire cannot be removed. Harith. Sorrow can be removed. Please understand. Disconnect icha from sorrow. Basic desires are always there. That even no sannyasi can remove the basic desire. Basically. But a sannyasi is unaffected by those desires, by the fulfillment or the unfulfillment of this.
So we can say binding desires.
Binding desires is what we've been talking all along. Swamiji kept saying binding desire. Binding means a desire whose fulfillment or unfulfillment or non-fulfillment is going to impact me in some way or shape. So Swamiji would say, convert all binding desires to non-binding desires. Non-binding. Some binding desires are there, like breathing. I want to breathe. I have to breathe. So I take it for granted. Only when the air is filled with all kinds of gases, then only I realize how important air is. You know. So anyway, Hariji, back to your question. This is an important question for everybody, not just you. All along the Upanishad. Nayamatma pravachanena labhya na medaya na bhavna shrutena. Okay. Then yamai vesha pranate tena labhya. Am I saying hey, only that person who desires to know the Atma will come to know the Atma. Means the initiative has to come from you, my dear friend, like that he says. He tells Nachiket. Correct? Hariji, yes or no?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Okay. So he's saying you have to appreciate Atma and Atma Viveka. You must have, and you must ask the question, tell me Atma. You must already have appreciated that Atma is something significant and I must spend a good chunk of my life on this Atma. So, very explicit. In fact, the opposite of what you say is what he's saying. Am I saying? Yamai Vesha Vrunute. Vrunu means choose. Choose means desire. Vrudat. So I think, Hariji, we have to spend some time thinking about it. It's a good question. It's a good question. That's what I'm saying. It's a good question because it's a universal doubt. The doubt that is there everywhere. So we have to direct our desires towards Parama Purushartha. That's the meaning. We have to direct our desires towards Parama Purushartha. Means what? The lifestyle I lead, which is all done with desires only, the life I want good health. If I say health is meant for what, I'll ask you. If you say health is meant for, if you give me an answer which does not include moksha, then I will say keep thinking about it. hey, I want good health because I need to study the Shastram. I need to do a lot of Shravanam. I need to spend time thinking about these things. And none of that is possible if my health is not good. Correct?
Yeah.
Backache, joint ache, arthritis, so many things are coming throughout. Constantly it's happening. So,
I
anyway,
eat also for my good health.
sorry, can you repeat that?
I eat also for my good health.
Yeah. So, all that, saying, all that can be, Swamiji would say, anything that takes me away from the Parama Purushartha is no longer meaningful to me. To that extent, I must come. It's something to think about. Something to think about. And that is why sannyasa is an important ashrama, I think. Because to actually put that statement in practice, it's possible to put it in practice as a grahastha. But if you want to push the limits, one has to become a sannyas. Correct? Correct?
Yeah.
But it's possible to accomplish a lot as a grahastha. There are grahastha sannyasis. For example, grahastha sannyasi is not a correct word, but for example, what?
Janakadayaha.
Janakadayaha. Janaka, Ashwapati, etc. All jnanis. So we gain inspiration from that. Anyway, think about it, Hari.
I have one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
If the concept free will is valid, then do our likes and dislikes have influence on the free will?
Yeah, of course, likes and dislikes have an influence on free will.
Then how do we at all call that as a free will?
The free will is because you can direct it any way you want. And that's why we actually say a person who has strong likes and dislikes is actually not free. That person is carried away by likes and dislikes. So initially it is free, but more likes and dislikes, it becomes bound. The person thinks he is free, but the person is not free really. Correct, you're right.
Okay.
A person whose likes and dislikes are under his or her control means what? I have so many likes. I can pursue any one of these things. But Viveka comes in and says, you know what? This is good to do, but right now it's not appropriate. Let's postpone it. I'll do it later. Later comes, then I say, no, I won't do it. This there's no purpose to be. All that is there. Like is there. Like is there, but I will not pursue my like. Correct? Is what the Buddhi says. So I go with that free will. That's where free will is really free. Free will need not be a victim of ragadvesha. Free will becomes a victim, then it's no longer free. It's hijacked. It's like a hijacked pilot. Hijacked pilot is doing the plane, he's the one who is flying the plane. But really speaking, he has no free will, correct? His free will is hijacked. Somebody else is using his free will. Correct?
Okay.
So good questions, Sariji. Think about it. Yeah, these are good questions.
Thank you.
And so Shastram goes one step and says that the human being is wasting his or her free will. Wasting. Because carried away by Artha and Kama, wasted. Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Maheshji, go ahead.
In the previous mantra, 2.3.6, in the Bhaashyam, Tesham eva indriyanam udayastamayo cha utpatti pralayan and all that, right? So my question is, what is the reason that utpatti and pralaya used? Because the next one, Jagrada, swapavastha pechaya.
Hmm.
So that tells when you are awake or asleep. Or so what is that utpatti and pralaya refers to?
He's saying just like in the waking states, the senses are awake. Just like in the deep sleep state, the senses are sleeping. Astamaya. Senses have gone to sleep, as it were. Non-functional. They become non-functional. That is the only purpose there.
But isn't that already by saying Jagrat, Sopra and Sushupti Avastha and all, already that is described, no?
What is described again? Tell me.
Udaya Astamana.
Udaya
Udaya Astamaya is described by waking state and deep sleep or
No. Udaya and Astama is equal to Utpatti and Pralaya.
Oh.
The meaning of Udaya is Utpatti. The meaning of Pralaya is, the meaning of Astamaya is Pralaya.
Okay.
Correct?
Okay. Yeah.
That's the meaning he's giving. Shankaracharya is giving that meaning. And then the immediate question comes, wait a minute, what do you mean by Utpatti of the sense organs? Sense organs are being born and dying every day. Is that what you're saying? No, that's not correct. He's saying just in the context of apekshaya, in the context of Jagrat and non-Jagrat. Jagrat and sleep. Just like sense organs become active in waking state and they become inactive in the sleep state. That is how you should understand it. Like that he's saying, Shankaracharya.
Because the Anvaya given below the mantra in the PDF, the Anvaya given below the mantra in the PDF,
Yeah.
there Udaya is defined as Jagrada Swapna Avasthayam.
Okay.
And then Astamaya is Sushuptau.
Okay, Sushuptau, he said, right?
Hmm.
Okay, all right.
So since he brought that, I mean, I saw the same thing. I know he doesn't say Swapna Avastha in Shankaracharya. So I was wondering what is that Utpatti and Pralayam. So it's more of a more broader sense.
Correct. Yeah, so it is the sense of active. Utpatti means think of it as they are functioning. Functional and non-functional. Pralaya means non-functional. Utpatti is functional. Functional and non-functional. That is the meaning of Utpatti Pralaya. Utpatti Pralaya. Udayastamayo means functioning, non-functional. And that's why your Anvaya there says what? Jagrat Swapna Yohova. For the first one, he says what?
Indriyanam Udaya Jagrat Swapnavasthayam.
Oh, Jagrat Swapnavasthaya. Okay, all right. Interesting. And the
That is
second one
Udaya.
is Shushuptau, he says. Next
Yeah.
one is a Shushuptau. Yeah, so in that Anvaya, they have done Jagrat and Swapna Avastha, both he is including in one. Under
Udaya.
the Mati, Udaya, under Udaya. So he is assuming that in the dream state, the sense organs are functioning. If you can accept that,
I mean, only mind is functioning, right?
only mind is functioning. So I don't like that. I mean, I don't see that anywhere. And I don't know who wrote that. And so
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, every sloka there's a Anvaya given. I don't know who wrote it. But
somebody wrote it. And I wouldn't go that's not the way I would put it. Jagra, that's functioning. Dream and Sushupti, not functioning. That's, or if somebody says, no, it is functioning in the mind and all, if you say, yeah, let it function in the mind. It's a mind's image of the sense organs, not the sense organs itself.
there's
Mind's
a creation by the mind.
projection of this. Unless, is there any sense organ that's functioning? No, nothing. Even the sense of touch does not function.
Can we not
I mean,
assume
in a dream, you may smell something, you may hear something, and all that will be there. But that is only the what the manas thinks.
No, see, suppose somebody is tapping you like this. Somebody
Yeah,
is
yeah,
tapping,
yeah.
you won't
Then
know
you are
it.
awake.
You won't know it. Only when you become awake, you know it.
Yeah.
If you say, I know it, that means you're awake. If you say, I didn't know it, that means at that time you were sleeping.
Guruji, can we not assume that our mind is there only as a witness, and my dream body and dream senses are working?
Okay, repeat that again.
I am a witness there, my mind, and whereas my dream body, dream mind, dream senses, etc., are working, because the very fact that I am able to run, my dream karmendriya is working. I am able to smell, I am able to touch, my dream jnanendriya are working. So it is the dream senses. It may not be the waking senses, but at the same time, I have dream sense.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's what we are discussing all along. In the dream, the sense organs in the dream, are these sense organs?
No.
Hariji?
Yes, dream senses.
Are the dream senses same as this
It is not my waking eyes, but my dream eyes.
dream eye? So dream eye, is there any connection between the dream eye and the waking eye?
No.
Sure, you're sure of that?
Yes.
Okay, there's no connection. Now, what about this one? This Indriyani is talking about the dream eye or the physical eye? That's the question we have to ask, no, Hariji?
Guruji, I have a different
In this mantra, Indriyanam Pratak Bhavam, that Indriyani refers to which? Dream eyes,
Physical indriyas.
the Vyavaharika.
Waking eyes.
Guruji, you can look at it slightly differently. Like in the dream world, when you are there in Swapna Avastha, you are not in a position to distinguish it from Jagrata Avastha till you wake up. Till you wake up, your Swapna Avastha is the Jagrata Avastha. It's as real as Jagrata Avastha.
Okay, it's as real as Jagrata Avastha, fine.
So that means everything what you're seeing, hearing, listening, smelling, everything is working in that avastha. So why should we limit it to physical organ? Again, I am saying is the purpose of the eye is to visualize. So you are still visualizing. Whether it is real or whether it is swapna, you are still getting this information.
Yeah, so that is fine. So, okay. So I think Narayan's argument also is okay. He's saying, hey, there is a sense organ operating in the dream world.
Yeah, but that is not the
Pramanam
same.
also is there, no, Guruji? Pramanam also is there, no? Indriyebhya para hi artaha. He had said long back. Sukshma. Arthaha was, he had mentioned that as Sukshma Gunaha. Which is a cause of.
But in this sloka, the indriya refers to the physical.
So let's look at it. Indriyanam, Shrotradinam, Swasva Vishaya Grahana Prayojanena, Swakaranebhyaha Akashadibhyaha.
That is the essence. He's not talking of the physical organ. He's not talking of the physical organ. He's talking of the function of the organ.
The question here is, does the dream eye get included in this Indriyana as per Shankaracharya? As per Shankaracharya. Okay. Look at the meaning, because he's given a big definition there. Rotradinam swaswa vishaya grahana prayojanena swakaranebhyaha akashadibhyaha prutak. Swakaranebhyaha Indriyana. So the question now becomes, you are listening to music now. Peacocks are calling right there. There's a peacock. So I can hear them. Okay. This hearing is Akashasya Satvikamshat Shrotrendriyam Sammuta. This hearing in this Vyavaharika Prapancha. Swapna Prapancha. The sound that is heard in the Swapna Prapancha, is it also Akashasya Satvikamshat Swapna Shrotrendriyam Sammutam? Is that correct?
Sukshma Shariratvat. It's because of the
Is the sound that I hear in the dream same as the sound that I hear Hidam? That is the question. Same
Both
as
are projection.
Both are Satvika only. It's generated out of Satvika Guna.
if you say that, then is the blood that I see now, right now, because I was cutting and then there's some blood oozing out of my finger. Is this blood the same as the dream blood?
in the dream it was real.
No.
Okay.
I'm not interested in all that. If I'm trying to, is the blood in the dream same as the blood right now?
With respect to dream, yes, it is.
With respect to dream, okay, now go back to Indriya's definition. What is the definition of Shrotrendriyam? Akashasya Satvikamshat Shrotrendriyam Sambhutam. That is the definition. That is Tattva-Bodhakara's definition. Does that definition apply in my dream world also?
I mean,
is
are we
asked.
saying that waking state is more real than dream? So if that is the logic, we are saying in logic, yes, it is as real as waking state, but from the perspective of the dream. So all these things would become equal. So it is like Mandukya level, where we say that waking and dream are one and the same in that respect. All the experiences in the dream, all the experiences in the...
Okay, so that means the definition given in the that particular, your notebook, you can include both Jagrat and Swapna in the Udaya state. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, include
Yes.
Udaya, because sense organs are operating. So we don't care if it is a dream sense organ or a Vyavaharika sense organ. Correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, we can say that. That's okay. It's just splitting hair right now, but yeah, I think we can look at it that way also. It doesn't change any of our analysis, but maybe that's why he's saying swapa. Yeah. So Jagrat swapa. Swapa means sushupti. So you can put, now the question is, where will you put the dream state? Shankaracharya is so smart. He did not include the dream state at all. At least if he had written something, we would some help we would have got. And he just dropped it off completely. So we have to look at Tika. Tika Karan, what they say, we have to see. Let me look up the Tika on this one and see what I find. Yeah? That's good. A nice discussion. I like that.
This also is similar to the mantra what is that, 2122, no? Ashariram Sharirishu.
Okay.
Dhirona Shochati Mahantam Vibhumatmanam Matva.
Atva Dhirona Sochati. Yeah. Yeah, similar.
But there Akasha was used as similar to, it was used as a kind of simile to Atma.
Correct.
To explain Vibhu, all pervasiveness.
Yeah.
And same words are used, Guruji, there also. Shoka Upapatti, last time. Shoka Upapatti.
Shoka Upapattihi.
Hmm.
So what about Shoka Upapatti? What exactly he says? What is the sentence?
He says, Nahi evam vidasya atma vidaha shokaha upapattihi. There is no shokaha. Impossible to be sorrowful.
Okay. Atmavida.
Here also you said anupapatte, right? Something like that.
Right.
Not possible.
Right. He said that. He said Vyabhicharat Shoka Karanat Anupapatti. Atmanaha Vyabhichara. Good, good. So hopefully this will become a topic of your Abhyasa discussion also.
That is avyabhichara, is it?
Huh?
Avyavichara, vichara, abhichara.
Abhi,
Abhyabhichara.
Avyabhichara.
Abhichara.
Bhana. Ba.
abhi.
Because this thing is very, very faint, the thing I'm trying to write.
What is faint?
Sound, maybe she's saying.
In the PDF, the print is very, very faint.
Oh, really?
This
Really?
PDF.
No,
Yeah,
mine is fine. Mine is fine.
I don't know. Mine, the mantras are okay. But
No, this is fine.
Bhaashyams, yours
Yeah,
is
might have-
okay?
Yeah, maybe because when you printed, the toner might have been low.
Toner might not have been proper.
Yeah.
No. Mantras are
No,
dark.
mantra is bold. Mantra is bold. This is
Okay.
not bold.
So, in fact, I should have.
So keep the, Gita Press have that book on the side. This is, have the book or something like that. Just to cross reference in these kinds of situations.
Of course, I'm rewriting it. When you're saying in the class, I'm listening to it and writing. But I have a lot of rewriting to do in many places. Probably my eyesight is also giving problem. What I don't know.
Must be a
Time for
printing issue. Must be printing issue.
Yeah, it is very, very light in some places. Some lines are
basically
very,
toner.
very faint.
Yeah, toner issue.
But the others are saying theirs is okay. Mantra is
Yeah.
okay.
I have a question. So, the Vedantic understanding, if I put it comprehensively, I want the end answer. So today, for example, when you talked about Kashminu Bhagavato Vijnate, Sarvamidam Vijnatam Bhavatiti. So what is it by knowing that everything becomes known? I would say that, yes, by knowing that which is Brahman. Now, how do I know Brahman? Then the answer, I'm putting comprehensively. I mean, obviously, we have been reading Bhagavad Gita and all that, and Upanishads. So then I would say, by knowing the self, you know the Brahman. Next step, I would say, by knowing myself. Then the next question would be like, how do I know myself? So then here is the answer. So if I am talking to somebody who is studying Vedanta, if I say that the answer in one form, can I say that Tameva Bantam Anubhati Sarvam Tasya Bhasha Sarvamidam Vibhati? I can say that. So everything, I mean, the whole world I can show, like in front of me, what is there, or the whole thing which is surrounding me, this universe. See, that itself is myself, to put it in one. So I just want your comments at the end of.
Yeah. So, Drishya Viveka is the main method to recognize this Atma. Okay. So, Drishya Viveka means what? Hey, whatever you see is not you. Whatever you perceive is not you. Like that, you kind of slowly come towards that idea. And once that idea takes hold, then Panchakosha Viveka makes sense. I'm not Annamaya Kosha, I'm not Pranamaya Kosha, ityadi. Right? And so, that's the way to appreciate.
Prakriya.
Then what is that Panchakosha Vilakshana Atma? That question will still arise. Okay, I appreciate Drik Drishya Viveka. I am the Drik, I can never be Drishya. I am essentially Drik. Atma is Drik, not Drishya. Then what is that Drik if you say? Then all this Tameva Bantam Anubhati Sarvam, etc. will come. Because still, at that point, still not clear. Consciousness means I have to appreciate this consciousness. And slowly appreciation of consciousness increases. Then Satyam Mithya is brought. Satyam Mithya is brought into the picture. Okay. Why should I bring Satyam Mithya into the picture? Hey, Atma is the self. I'm focusing on myself. Panchakosha Viveka is talking about myself only. What about the self of that person, this person, everything? Then what about the self of all these stones and all these things? What about the self of the universe? If you ask, for that we have to talk about Satyam Mithya. You can apply Panchakosha Viveka to a stone, but you won't get much. Panchakosha Viveka is ideal to apply for the human body, because that's where the maximum confusion is there. So we bring in this Karana Karyavada, etc. Karana Karyavada, then this Panchakosha Vilakshanavada, Prakriya, not Vada, Prakriya, methodology. So that's how it goes.
I am that awareness, I am not what I am aware of. So
correct. Drisya Viveka, exactly. That's it. That's the fundamental thing. Then you have to leap, jump is net. I am not what I am aware of, but Nitya Sarvagata Sthanuhu Achaloyam Sanatanaha. Nityaha you have to come. And Sarvagataha also you have to come. If I am not this universe, then how can I be Sarvagataha? Sarvagata means all pervasive. Yeah. So initially you take away the confusion from here, then create an appreciation for Atma and Atma Viveka. Yeah, there is an Atma, which is not my body. Like that. Then you talk about Brahma. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. And then 1 minute. So that's how it goes.
Yeah. The other Mundaka Nityam Vibhum Sarvagatam Susukshmam is also gives complete understanding of it.
Correct. Then suddenly all the mantras will start speaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to go now, friends.
Okay, thank you.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Chitmantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trilokyanathaya Sri Mahavishnave Namaha.